Hey guys, thanks so much for joining and watching us today. My name's Kyle Kramer and I head up the partnership program at Customer.io. And today we have Nicole Jacobson, who's the marketing director at Mailgun. Nicole and I decided to record a quick video and we wanted to kind of talk through Mailgun's transition onto Customer.io. It was a decision that they recently made to move their marketing automation and sending from their previous provider to Customer.io, and they're actually sending all that mail through their own service, Mailgun, and using Customer.io as kind of a GUI or a front end for Mailgun. So they've been able to see a lot of success, and we're forming an awesome partnership between both of our teams. So we wanted to spend some time today kind of talking about that transition, how it went for them, and what they've been able to see as a result for it. Nicole, so, ultimately, why did Mailgun decide to make the switch over to Customer.io?
Yeah, so before we had Customer.io, we had challenges, especially with like our onboarding emails. So that's a situation, where users take specific actions in order to be kind of onboarded in our minds. And when we don't know the data of which actions they've actually taken in the platform, then we continue to have these onboarding sequences that are kind of the same for everybody. And that's really not an optimal experience for our users. We want to make sure that we're delivering the message that you need at that specific moment, and something that, you know what the next action is to take with Mailgun. If all of our onboarding emails are the same, then, you're getting things like, hey, if you haven't already verified your domain, go do that. But really, we know who has and who has not. So it makes a lot more sense to kind of break out the onboarding sequence into these different areas so that we can welcome people and help them get set up as quickly as possible and not have as many questions around it.
Makes a ton of sense. So if you had to, you kind of just talk through a plethora of value that you guys have been able to get just by having access to that data. If you could distill down to like the number one benefit of having access to that data with Customer.io to be able to message on, what would you say that you guys and the team over at Mailgun has seen as like a number one value add from adding Customer.io?
It's mostly about connecting. I mean, at Mailgun, we don't like a bunch of fluffy marketing tactics. We don't want our emails to sound super promotional. We want to make sure that we're educating customers, that we're engaging with people, that everybody's learning from and enjoying the content that we send them. So that's something, when you have the right data and you're able to use it in a very easy way. I mean, it's so super easy to set up an email with Customer.io. That's what we love. Like, we can very quickly set up some kind of newsletter campaign or a trigger campaign with a sequence of emails, pretty much like that. So it just has made the whole process like so much easier than what we were doing before.
That's awesome. Cool. So one thing that we're definitely aware of is that there's so many providers in our space, especially when it comes to, first of all, marketing automation, and then even more specifically, email and email marketing automation. So ultimately, why did the team decide to go with Customer.io versus any of the other solutions that are available today on the market?
We found it to be just a really complete product. I mean, it had everything we were looking for. We were able to set up Mailgun really quickly with the SMTP integration that you have. And then it kind of checked everything that we were looking for. So we were able to have 2FA for all of our users. That's really important for security for us. And then all the templating features, some of those nice things that like we as marketers really like, but some of our more technical users don't really need that stuff. So that's not something Mailgun's been focusing on.
Sure.
But marketing teams like to have that. So it's nice to just have these very visual editing features.
Awesome. That's an awesome point. So can you kind of talk about a little bit the transition and kind of getting onboarded to Customer.io? What did that process look like for you guys in terms of time and also how complicated it was?
So I'm really lucky because we have great technical people on our team to do most of that heavy lifting. So Juan from our team really set it up, made sure the SMTP integration was good. Nick, who's our deliverability engineer, he made sure that we were on the right domain and that the send that we're doing from Customer IO is separate from the transactional emails that our developers have set up in our own platform to send through Mailgun. So we put those on different subdomains. That's like a number one very important tip for any kind of sender: separate out your marketing and transactional emails.
So my next question is when Mailgun came on board, you guys met the criteria to become a premium customer of ours. So you have a dedicated support customer representative. How have you been able to work with that team, and how has it helped you kind of get to the place where you need to be with Customer IO?
Yeah, we love having dedicated people. It just makes it a lot easier to get started. So that's the whole reason, like on the Mailgun side, that we have our managed service is to give people that level of support and assistance and expertise. And working with your team has been really useful from a different perspective. At Mailgun, we know all the technical ins and outs of email, but some of these more marketing focused things, it's still nice even for me in my role to learn from what other companies have done and what she's seen with the customers that she's worked with. So when we got set up with Natalie, it was just really nice. I mean, she's willing to work with us all the time. Like anytime I shoot an email, she gets right back to us. It's been very helpful, and she even like looked up some other welcome sequences that other companies have used and kind of gave us like the subject lines and how those flow and how many days they are. So it's been good intelligence even.
Of all the things that came out of this maneuver, what in your position, in your role, and for the team that you manage, what is the thing that you're most excited about?
Oh, you know what we love? We love the conversion tracking. That is super exciting when we can send a message and specify exactly what goal we're trying to hit. And then once we've sent it, we can see what % of users actually met that goal.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Cool.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, absolutely.
What are you excited about with the Mailgun partnership from your perspective?
I've gotten to know so many members of the team, and so many of us are like-minded and easy to work with, and very much driven towards some of the same goals. And so I think that you take that internal, the internal ability for our teams to kind of jive together and communicate in the same way and focus on the same things. And then the fact that our products work together so seamlessly, and when you combine Mailgun with Customer IO, it's for a lot of teams can be a match made in heaven.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. It's been really fun working with you guys. Yeah,
absolutely. So thanks again for the time, and we'll look forward to talking soon. Thanks you for watching, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.